So good afternoon all. So welcome back to Laser Technologies course. So far we have discussed about stimulated absorption. So this is the rate equation for the stimulated absorption. So that is dN1 by dt equals to B12 U of omega N1. So B12 is a proportionally constant for the transition of the electron from excited state level energy E2 to state E1. And the spontaneous emission, that is dN2 by dt equals to minus A21 N2. This is the rate equation for spontaneous emission. And for the stimulated emission, the rate equation is dN2 by dt that equals to minus B21 U of omega N2. So these are the three rate equations we have discussed so far. So at the thermal equilibrium between the atomic system and the radiation field, the total population rate should be 0. So that means they all stabilize. There is no time dependence will be there for the any state. So that is nothing but your dN by dt of your absorption plus dN2 by dt for the spontaneous emission plus dN2 by dt for the stimulated emission. All there is no rate change, there is no the time dependent, there is no change occurs, so that the total should be equals to 0. So now if you substitute from the equation 1 and equation 2 and 3, so you B12 of omega N1 minus A21 N2 minus B21 U of omega N2 that equals to 0. So you take the U of omega, so that is your radiation energy density, a common. So then N1 B12 minus U of omega, you took the common, so you have N2 and B21. You send this spontaneous emission part A21 and N2 to other side. So from this you can calculate U of omega, that is energy density, is nothing but A21 into N2 divided by this factor N1 B12 minus N2 B21. And from this I take N2 common, so this N2 get cancelled. So your U of omega equals to A21 by N1 by N2 B12 minus B21. And again here I'm taking B21 is common, so I take the B21 common and I will send it to the numerator. So A21 by B21, so N1 by N2, B12 by B21 minus 1. So I will make this equation as equation number 5. So far it's fine. Are you able to follow?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So at the thermal equilibrium, the population distribution of the given states is given by Boltzmann distribution. So I think you already studied about the Boltzmann distribution. You know that your N2, the population of the second state, will depend upon the population of the ground state. So that is the total population in the ground state, and e power minus E2 minus E1 by kBt. So this is your Boltzmann distribution for the population. So if you plot the population versus energy levels, okay, the energy levels versus population. Now, if you see at the ground state, it's fully populated. So this is the full population. Now you can see in the ground state, it's fully populated. And as you go higher states, the population is decreases like this way. In this fashion, you can see the population is decreases at thermal equilibrium. This is the population distribution at thermal equilibrium. The same plot you can plot against population versus energy levels. Now you can see your population decreases. It's exponentially, right? So this is the distribution of your population of the states at thermal equilibrium. So from this we can calculate your this in the u of omega, we need n1 by n2. So from this, we can calculate n1 by n2. So now you know this from the Boltzmann distribution, your n2 equals to n1 e power minus e2 minus e1 by kBt. So from this, you can calculate n1 by n2. So that is nothing but you send this whole factor. You can send this whole factor towards this direction. Okay, that gives you your n1 by n2, that equals e power e2 minus e1 by kBt. Okay, so that is nothing but your e2 minus e1 is nothing but your energy gap, that is like the incident photon energy, that is nothing but h cross omega. So this is your n1 by n2 e power h cross omega by kBt. So from the equation 5 and 6, so you substitute equation 6 and equation 5, you will get u of omega equals to a21 by b21 divided by b12 b21 e power h cross omega by kBt. So I am replacing n1 n2 with e power h cross omega by kBt and minus 1 factor. So this I will make equation number 7. And we know that according to Planck's radiation law, you know the energy density per unit frequency. So that is given by u of omega equals to h cross omega cube n naught cube by pi square c cube 1 by e power h cross omega by kBt minus 1. So this is the Planck's radiation law. So from this you can calculate the energy density. So now you can compare equation number 7 and equation number 8. So because both are energy densities. So if you compare both, then you can see your B12 and B21 is actually a factor 1 here. So that means your B12 equals to B21 and your A21 by B21 is nothing but the whole factor is 1. So that is h cross omega cube n naught cube by pi square c cube. So from this we can get your B12 and your spontaneous emission rate to stimulated emission rate. So now you can see the stimulated emission rate for atom is same as the absorption rate for atom. As your coefficients B12 equals to B21, that means that the same rate when you have number of electrons going to higher state, or when the electrons in the excited state going to ground state, the rate is same. So that's what this equation means. Okay, so from the equation, the second equation is A21 by B21. This is your Einstein coefficients. A21 is nothing but your spontaneous emission rate, coefficient for the spontaneous emission rate, and B21 is the coefficient for the stimulated emission. That means here the spontaneous emission coefficient to stimulated emission coefficient. So now the ratio of spontaneous emission to stimulated emission coefficient is given by equation 10. And you see we have the two equations for the spontaneous emission rate and the stimulated emission rate. Now can we measure the relation between these AB coefficients? So at thermal equilibrium, the ratio of spontaneous to stimulated emission rates, that is from equation 2 and 3, we can calculate the rates, the ratio of the rates equals to A to 1. So minus minus gets cancelled. So that is the reason I just didn't mention the minus sign. So this minus minus gets cancelled. So your A21 N2 by B21 U of omega N2. So that equals to A21. So your N2 gets cancelled. So your ratio of rates equals to A21 by B21 U of omega. So now you know your A21 by B21 from equation 10 you can substitute. So that is this factor h cross omega cube n naught cube by pi square c cube, and U of omega is this factor. So now if you see this gets cancelled, and now this 1 over 1, this will go to numerator. So now your ratio of spontaneous to stimulated emission rates, that equals to e power h cross omega by kBt minus 1. Okay, this is a thermal equilibrium. The ratio of spontaneous to stimulated emission rates is given by R equals e power h cross omega kBt minus 1. So for frequency at the thermal equilibrium at temperature T, for a frequencies omega is much greater than kBt by h cross omega. That means your omega is much higher. In this component, the omega is much higher means, so this whole term will dominate, right? So that means what? So your R is much higher than 1. Your R is much higher than the 1. That means the number of spontaneous emissions exceeds the number of stimulated emissions. At these frequencies, you have most of the chances will be a spontaneous emission. Okay, so now we will see the relation between Einstein A coefficient and the spontaneous lifetime. So we will take the equation number 2. So that is your the transition from your accelerated state E2 to E1. So the rate, that population is N2 on the E2 state and population is N1 on the E1 state. So now, so this is your rate equation. Your dN2 by dt equals to minus A21. So from this, you integrate over the time. Okay. So there is something is missing, right? Yes, I think this is N2 is missing here. Your rate equation dN2 by dt equals to minus A21 N2. So now I am sending N2 this side, N2 this side, and dt this side. Okay, so now then I integrate. So integrate from 0 to t times, okay, dN2 by N2, that equals to minus integration 0 to t A21 dt. Okay, so I'm integrating from the time interval at 0 time to t time interval. That equals to, so now your integration of dn by n is log n. So that is log n2 0 to t, that equals to minus A21 integrate 0 to t dt. So now you expand this one, you substitute your time intervals, you will get log of n2 of t minus log n2 of 0. That means the population at time interval t and population at time interval 0. That equals to minus A21, your integral dt is nothing but t, so that is from 0 to t. So now in logarithmic function, you can write down log of n2 of t by n2 of 0, that equals to minus A21 t minus 0, that is t. So now you send this, you can write down n2 of t by n2 of 0 equals to exponential of minus A21 t. So your n2 of t equals to n2 0 e power minus A21 t. So that means your population n2 is a time dependent. That means it requires initial time. So your n2 of 0 is at initial time what is the population, and at the time interval t the population is varying with respect to this function. Okay, now you see in the exponential function e power A21 and t. What is A21? A21 is your Einstein coefficient. So now in the exponential function, this should be no units. So that means your A21 is units of inverse of time, right? So that means your E21 is a rate. So your 1 by A21, your 1, sorry, here. So here your 1 by A21 is your spontaneous lifetime. So Einstein able to predict the lifetime of the excited states. So from this equation, he able to predict exit state lifetimes. So this is our 1 over A21. We can also write as tau ESP. It's a spontaneous emission lifetime. Any questions here? In the next class, we will discuss how this spontaneous lifetime leads to energy spread.